That's me. And not a polished picture because I show up real. I do not show up perfect. I had just curled half of my head and the other half was straight, and I gave up and threw it in a bun. I was done for the day. I was hot, sweaty, and I had a show to go to. So for me, I show up on Facebook. I get about 500,000 views organically on my personal page, a given 28 to 98 days, or 90 days, 28 to 90 days. And for me, that has built my book of business by just showing up real. I don't show up polished. Yes, I have professional headshots. I do use those on my business cards, but I just show up real and organic. Let me go to the next slide. So for me, I wanted to ask you guys this question. What would happen if you stopped trying to be perfect and you actually started showing up authentically and vulnerably on Facebook? Has there ever been a story where you wanted to post on Facebook, maybe Instagram, but you didn't share it because you were scared of what your wife, husband, friends, mother-in-law to think? I see some hands. That used to be me. I used to worry about what my husband, which he's right now, would say, or if he would critique my spelling, or if he would critique how I say things on video, as well as my mother-in-law. I also have a very, very ugly past. Not a lot of people know my full story, and that's okay. I have shared bits of it on Facebook. And a lot of people have come out of the woodworks and thanked me for being so vulnerable with my story. So, with that being said, I decided that if I post certain aspects of my past and I use that to fuel me for who I am today, I get to control the narrative. So yes, those skeletons did come out of the closet. They did show up in my DMs and my comments. They would screenshot it, share it on Facebook, and say, who does she think she is? This is where she was. She was an awful human, but now she's trying to show up as this good being. I was awful back in the day, but I'm much better today, and I get to control that narrative because I share my stories vulnerably. So we can go to the next slide. So I own my cast. I learned real quick by owning my narrative that relatability captivates mind share, and by captivating the mind share, I get to captivate market share. So a quick story for you guys. I had a story I shared on Facebook, and because it was so relatable, I had clients that ended up in my inbox, but they weren't clients in the beginning. They were old friends from the past who said, Kim, I remember you from who you were, and I see who you've become today, and I love that about you. By the way, my mom needs to sell her house. So I have picked up leads and clients from just showing up authentically in Midnight 10. So I have a beautiful framework, and it's something you guys can implement today. Who posts 3 times a day on their feed and 10 to 16 stories a day, every day? Anybody? Not a single hand? Okay, so I post 3 times a day on my feed every single day, and then I post 10 to 16 stories a day. Stories are super easy, and I'll go into that in just a second, but my framework is this. It's motivational, business, and personal. So for this right here, you can see I am listening to actually Matt Smith All or Nothing podcast on my way to work a 24-hour shift on the squad, still as a paramedic. This was like a few weeks ago. And so this was motivational, and then I kind of like incorporated a little bit of business in it. Here you can see I'm the twin mom, and my babies were napping, and I was working on an offer that my assistant was typing up, so I got to share that. And so that was like business/personal. And then another business photo, or business post, and inspirational post is this one. I was posting on this one how Jesus has walked me through my darkest days, and that people have doubted me along the way due to my past. But I show up anyways, and I've helped so many people get through the ruck of their life and be a better human daily. And so by that one post on the very end, I managed to drum up like 2 or 3 clients who I'm currently working with right now. You can go to the next slide. By the way, I'm squirrely. I had like a whole framework for you guys, and it's not going anywhere. It's beautiful. I love it. But this is just some of the responses to those. So Sandy Wiles, she's actually one of my sellers. I'm getting ready to bring the buyer to her house. It's a $700,000 listing. So we're right at 1.4 million in volume just by posting that and getting her as my seller. She said, but God, and this is why I reached out to you to be my realtor. So I am in action process of hopefully negotiating a contract this week on her home. We can go to the next slide. I do want to say about stories. So this is part of my framework. So 3 posts a day: motivational, inspirational, professional, and then personal, and then stories. Stories are my conversion machine. 10 to 16 stories a day. Who's thinking that they can't do that? Or that's too much? It's a lot. It's a lot. So the biggest thing is you want to document, not perform. Literally, all I am posting on here is typing offers, messages people have sent me. I'm eating sushi today for the 7th time this week. I'm driving to pick up my kids from school. I just woke up. Here's a picture of me. Your stories are your documentation to your day-to-day life. It's your reality TV show, and people want to know what you're doing on a day-to-day basis because they want to be involved in what you're doing. I'll put on an outfit, take a picture and say, should I wear this today or not? And people flood me with messages on, girl, that looks amazing, or hey, no, you should wear that other outfit. And I let some people pick out my outfit today just by doing stories. And so when they get to see the outfit, they're going to be like, I chose her outfit today. But this is where you stay messy. People want to see messy through your stories. Your posts on your feed can be a little bit more polished. And my husband will tell you that if you don't know what to say, I know a lot of people use AI, but we're starting to get inundated with all of our real estate posts looking the same. So my husband will tell you, I'm like, hey, babe, I need 5 minutes. And I just start cranking out what I'm going to post. Because I post in the moment because that's where the feelings are. If I try to schedule that, the feelings are out of it and people are not going to relate to what I'm saying. You can go to the next slide. Face to face to your camera. I love that photo of that man. It's non-negotiable. Your face is your brand. Your voice is your brand. A logo, colors, your chicken on your yard sign is not going to bring clients in. Your face, your voice is, because that is who you are to the core. Wait for the next slide. I wish I had a clicker. So a lot of my agents, a lot of people come to me and they say, I don't know what to post, Kim. So I have them sit down and I do this exercise with them. It's the 90-day bank. And this is where your content is. What you're going to do is you're going to sit down and you're going to write out 3 different categories over the last 90 days: personal, professional, and motivational. On the motivational, next slide, you can easily, oh, that's a story. I'll tell you all that in a second. But you can easily say for motivational, what is something someone told you that changed how you thought? Or something that you felt like if you would have heard that, it would have moved the needle in your business. Tell a story about how you lost a client on Facebook. People love messy stories like this. They actually comment and respond, and that's engagement. And then personal, what are some things that happened over the last 90 days personally for you? For me, my chickens started laying eggs. Like, that's a win, right? I won some money at a barrel race that I spent a lot of money on my horses and finally got a return on them. Those are all stories that I do share. This is a story I shared on Facebook, and it actually brought me several clients. And I love telling a story because there's different messages around it. But as you can see, too late, we went with someone else. And this person was a past client of mine. I sold him a condo, great transaction. And I was on the sandbar for my husband's 30th birthday. But what he didn't know is we all showed up with faces of him on our bathing suits, like 30 of us. He loved it. But I got this text saying that they wanted to put in an offer, and it was a Sunday, and I said, beautiful, I will check on that for you and get back with you guys. I got back with them the next day, and they said, too late, he already put in a backup offer with someone else. So I made a post, we can go to the next slide. So I made a post about it, and I said that I lost a client because I waited too long to respond to them. It was 24 hours, whatever. But the message behind this was boundaries and protecting your boundaries and spending time with your family. I used to be that realtor that would go and work for everyone else and just disregard my family and with the newborn twins, and that was just awful. So I started protecting our boundaries, and I just said, long story short, I dropped the ball. Maybe I should have responded right then and there, but I didn't care. And I managed to pick up 2 sellers from this one post. It may not have been like, hey, Kim, come list my house. It was more or less like, hey, Kim, thanks for sharing that. We've had this real estate agent who has completely ignored us, but the fact that you didn't respond for 24 hours and lost a client seems pretty shitty in the grand scheme of things. So I shared my imperfect moments on this, and people rallied around the message of boundaries. Next slide, I think. So I know a lot of you guys are thinking, and I'm talking really fast and going really fast because they gave us a very short amount of time so everybody can go and for questions. But time, how many of you guys have said, I don't have time to post? I like the hands. So how many of you have kids? How many of you drop kids off at school? How many of you are in the car in the line at school for 15 minutes? You've got time to post. How many times are you in line at Starbucks to get your coffee for the fifth time for the day? Okay? Take a picture of your coffee and put it on your story. Say, I'm at Starbucks. My agents know when I'm getting coffee. They'll text me like, hey, Kim, I see you're at Starbucks. You want to bring me a latte? I'm like, how'd you know this? They're like, your Facebook stories. I follow you, duh. So you do have time. You have cracks in your day. You're getting ready, putting on your makeup. Listen to a good inspirational podcast. Share that podcast with somebody. I had like 15 messages from sharing a Jen Gottlieb podcast I was listening to yesterday. And they're like, oh my God, who is this woman? I need to start listening to her because you listened to her. So again, mind share gains, market share. Ideas. Again, go back to your 90-day bank if you don't know what to post. But if you post in the moment versus batch content, you can make your free post a day. And then the camera. Put your face to the camera. Who doesn't do that? Okay, start putting your face to the camera whether you've got makeup on or not. I think my favorite photos I take is when I'm walking with plaid pajamas, black rain boots, an oversized t-shirt, my hair up in a bun, and a chicken in my arm, feeding the horses. Like, people love those photos and videos. We can go to the next slide. So another story that I have for you guys, and I'll keep it short, is I owned a mistake. And it was I mess up, I'll fix it. So I went her contract with this lady. She was a Realtor.com lead. I don't know how many of you pay for Realtor.com leads. But we got her under contract after 2 years of working with her. And we were a week away from closing. And she called me. She said, Kim, this one repair is not on. It hasn't been done yet. So I told her I'd call her back. She signed the amendment to address concerns without that repair on it. But I missed it. I didn't put it in there. And so I called her back and I said, Deborah, I messed up and I'll have it paid for and fixed before the end of close. And it was no $4,000 mistake. So we closed her out, no hard, no foul, followed up, a few times over the last few months. And then 7 months later, she calls me with a business opportunity. And she said, Ken, because of your integrity and showing up and being honest, we want to interview you for this business opportunity. And I'm living in the moment of it right now. It should launch in November. But it's a $40 million project, 124 homes exclusively. And I got it by showing up authentically. So in this, I learned that my failure and my mistake is truly my value, because at the end of the day, our clients do not want perfect and they don't want polished, but they want the real you, the honest you, and the one with integrity. And that is my superpower. Let me go to the next slide. My imperfections, they don't disqualify me. Matter of fact, they do qualify me. My imperfections from my past, my imperfections with certain clients, my imperfections as a mom, right? There's so many people that relate to motherhood. Fathers out there, they would relate to y'all's imperfections as well. Maybe you didn't bow football as far as you should have. But share these stories with people because it does bring clients. And like I said, I'm getting around 500,000 views on my personal page every 90 days. And that's free. That's just from posting consistently and not giving up. There's a lot of days I don't want to post, but I show it anyways. I think we can go to the next slide. So I do want to share just some good things. So that's my listing photo. I was going to a listing appointment, and this lady, an agent on my team, sold her house. They love music, couples group, but what she said was sweet. She said, I found you on Facebook and everything you are, and she didn't type very well, but I don't know how you do everything that you do, but keep it up because you keep inspiring me to keep going. And that is beautiful because at the end of the day, when I post, I think about hope, and that is to help one person every single day. You may not know who your message may hit. You may end up with a lot of haters and a lot of Karens, but you are going to reach the people you're supposed to reach. And that is the beauty of posting. We can go to the next slide. Is this the donkey one? No, not yet. This is another one. This was a builder who reached out to me. As a matter of fact, he actually wants me to partner in him with a business of starting up our own construction company and going out and start building houses. I'm not ready for this yet. I told him that I don't have the bandwidth, but I would love to partner with him on smaller deals. But because of my Facebook posting, he reached out through email to see if I would partner with him in business. We can go to the next slide. So this is a good one. I do TikTok. I'm not very good at it. I only got like 10,000 followers. But this girl changed her phone number, and I haven't spoken to her in 4 years. But because I show up on Facebook and TikTok, she shared her new number with me, and we're actually going to get ready to list her house as well. So your past clients are following you as well on social media and on your TikToks and Instagram and Facebook. And we go to the next slide. So, my donkey one didn't show up. That's okay. So my challenge for you guys today before you leave from Dallas is to put your face to the camera on Facebook. All of y'all have Facebook? Everybody? There's a little button in the very top left-hand corner with a plus button. That's your story button. You press that, it's gonna open up the camera, and you just hold the button and you talk. And what I want you guys to do, my challenge for you guys, is to hit the record button with your face, no scripts, no filter, and I want you to answer one question. And that is, what are you willing to show up for this month, whether it's messy or not, for yourself? For me, I want to just start showing up more for my family. And so I will post it and I will tag you guys to share it, but I want to start showing more for my family and less for people who don't deserve my time. Again, protecting my boundaries. And then try and post 3 times a day on your feed. It's super, super simple. All right, next slide. Okay, plenty of time for questions. Well, that's the Kymerlee. That's my Facebook. That's my personal Facebook page. I don't do anything with my business page. That's managed by a whole other company called Platform Marketing. That's not me. But my personal page is all me. All my posts are all me. You can read and get a lot of inspiration, and it's long format copywriting. But again, I take 5 to 10 minutes in the moment to post. I'll get a picture for today, and then I will be posting that with a long format copy. And you guys can see kind of how my verbiage is. And it's my words. It's authentic to me. I know we're going to talk a lot about AI today. You can use ChatGPT, but don't let it be your words for you. What I do is I'll type it a 5-paragraph essay of what I want to say, and I say spell check B, and then put it in a 3rd grade reading level. Like, that's the only 2 prompts I give it, and it keeps it in my tonality. But I think that's about it. More slide. There was a slide on here I gotta share with you guys with a donkey, okay? This is how my brand shows up. So I post on social media about horses and donkeys and all the things, and I had a client reach out to me about selling her house. And I get to this listing appointment, and all her animals are gone, but this one donkey. And she looks at me, she goes, well, I know you have farm animals, and if you want this listing, you'll take this donkey, right? So I look at my husband and I said, babe, can you go get the horse trailer? We live 30 minutes down the road. And before I was done with my listing appointment, I had the sweet donkey loaded up in my trailers. And I took it home. I got the listing and I sold it before I ever had to list the actual property. So that's just how showing up authentically as yourself can bring the clients that you should be attracted. Because anyone else is not your ideal client. You should turn them away because it's not worth your time. And that's all I got for you guys. Any questions? Yes, sir.
It's more of a statement than a question, because the first share, you started out with how much you post.
My anxiety went up, like a lot. So do you have a deal with that? Is it just you work through it? And also, what is the difference? How do you discern between private and personal?
So nothing's private in my life at this point. Okay. So I know my husband gives me flack, and I know he's in the most loving, supportive way possible. And he'll tell you he gives me a lot of headache around my coast. But I share very deep and personal stuff, not necessarily about my kids or anything, but like about me, that maybe could help one person out down the road. So for like you dealing with the anxiety around it, there's some post I'm getting ready to post and my hands are sweating and I am shaking internally because I'm like, am I really about to share this with the world? What are they going to think? But as soon as you let go of that fear of what are they going to think, it will change everything because somebody's going to relate to you and what you are going through specifically, you know?
Yeah, no, I relate to that a lot. And I think sometimes I get in my head about, how much do I want to share? I'm going to attract the clients I want to attract. Mm-hmm. And yes, we all have skeletons and things like that. And at what point is it sharing too much? I guess maybe a little fear of judgment, maybe judging myself. I don't know.
But when you share it, you can control the narrative.
Yeah.
The skeletons are going to come out. I can guarantee that. And I've felt like, what is my husband going to think? What's my mother-in-law going to think, right? But when I started controlling that narrative and stopped feeding myself that false narrative in my head and the imposter syndrome of who am I to share this, it changed everything for me. And if it terrifies you, it's something you probably should post. if it's a burning inner knowing, inner voice inside of you, like, I really need to share this with the world, but I'm terrified to, you need to post it. Because you are going to get over that discomfort quickly when you share that. And trust me, I had one very vulnerable post that I posted not too long ago talking about my childhood trauma. And I won't say it because I noticed this recording. I don't want anyone to get flagged on those Facebooks. But I shared that on Facebook. And my fear around that of what would my family think, right? Because it was very family related and personal. But the outreach that I had was amazing. I mean, I didn't know how many girls had gone through the same thing I went through as a young child, and they all poured into my inbox and reaching out to me. But that's mind share, and then now I gain market share from that as well.
Okay, I'm finding that when I do open houses and there's this one-on-one connection with somebody, aim the number of clients that way. So what I hear you also say is take what you did there.
Yep.
And then blast it.
Yeah, talk about that one-on-one conversation that you had. That's the business component of the one post. And then you need to couple it with motivational and then personal.
Gotcha.
Woohoo. Yay.
The selfish.
I feel like I'm like, I just put it all out there and I really don't care, other than if I have people in my life that don't put. And I don't, but I feel like I work more with people I want to work with too. I don't work with the people anymore that I don't want to work with. I mean, I'll give them to my husband. But I just feel like the more honest who I am, I'm working with people that are going to relate to me and I'm not, and it's just easier that way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like you. Thank you.
Therefore. Yes. So, stories debate fire after 24.
They do.
Okay, so there's not like a can someone go and look at your past story? No, could they fire after 24?
That's why I say document, don't conform.
No.
Yeah.
Can you tell me more about that?
Y'all ready?
This?
Here's my Facebook. I would have even sealed my stories, but there's my podcast I listened to this morning. There's me in my hotel bed. I said it's 7 out of 10, laying down and napping, 10 out of 10. Right? Nothing polished. There's me getting ready this morning. My shirt says I love my husband, but sometimes I want to square up. Very true. I got a message about that, by the way. There's me in my outfit. I said my $32 outfit is actually fire. These shorts are soft and stretchy with a wider leg. Oh, and hey, here's me here with my drink. It says Jesus saves. Hey, I said 29. Thanks for the drink. And then you can easily just go here. Again, it expires after 24 hours. You never let your stories die. You always post something. 10 to 16 a day preferred. I can actually say, hey guys, we're at the lab. Say, woo! There you go. And now your story's done. And you just hit share. Don't rewatch it. Huh? 2 seconds. Yeah, and you just share. Do not re-record it. If you mess up with your words, my videographer hates me for this sometimes, but I'll stumble over words in my listing videos. I'm like, full send. I don't care. Right? And that's a very professional kind of thing. But just post it. I think you had a question back there.
I just had a quick question. When you talk about being authentic with the clients and whatnot. Oh, okay, great. When you talk about being authentic, you've got all your clients following you on social media, right? You're talking about something that went wrong with that client because you didn't answer back that client within 24 hours.
Yeah.
So how do you handle that with them coming back to you? Like, do you have any fear of them,
Getting upset? Sure.
yeah, like you were sharing that or making it worse or whatever? That would be the biggest hesitation I have about sharing client things.
Yeah, so I don't share exact details, addresses, names, or anything like that. I share it in a sense of a value learning lesson, and I try to put a message behind it. So like that one post for that client I lost, it was around the message of boundaries. So if the client wants to get upset at me for sharing my story, then they've done something wrong and they don't belong on my feed. They can block me. And sometimes they do get their feathers ruffled. I had one come at me pretty strong not too long ago. And he called me a lot of ugly names. He did. And I said, well, if you would have listened to my professional advice, we wouldn't be in this situation. Feel free to remove me from your friends list. And that's that. Like, I'm not going to be apologetic.
People than you, right? Like, it's more about what they share on their feed and their people start seeing it. And that's the only hesitation it's got. Fine. So.
Yeah, so I share it with a message around it typically. So if you can get creative when you're messaging, you can still share about clients. Like my TikTok, I do, and like mess ups and things like that, or just people who don't want to listen. But if they get mad, then that's their own self-reflecting they need to do. And I'll tell them, just hold up a mirror and take a look in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
So this is more of a technical question. You mentioned that you have 50,000 views over a 90-day period on your personal page. How do you track that?
So in Facebook, there's a professional dashboard.
Hold on, God. Yep. Can everybody take out your phone?
Take out your phone. Beautiful. Thank you.
I got
You take out your phone. All right. Click on that little right-hand bottom button of your profile, and it's going to show this. You should be able to look at it on your personal page. Oh, you might have to like change it to the
So, okay.
well, it's not a business page. You change it to a content creator page. Oh, okay. Then you get this button here underneath this is professional dashboard.
Okay, please show me where.
Go here.
You see professional dashboard?
No, that don't have one. So I'm good to.
Yeah, you have to do it. Yeah. I don't know how to change it to professional dashboard. I'm sorry. You might be able to ask ChatGPT.
It's a method.
Yes, ma'am. I don't mind. That's the truth.
So I'm noticing now that, like, through the conferences all week, that people can't friend me because I'm a what up. They can follow me, but it's my personal Facebook page.
So I can still get friend requests on mine, but once you have 5,000 friends, they can only follow you.
Beg your dad.
Yeah. Are you at 5,000 friends?
No, not yet. So no. So I couldn't figure out. Like agents were complaining to me. Now when they said, well, from their aspect, they're looking at me and they're saying it says you only have one choice is to follow, but then I do get if I look at my chains, then I can see that the agents have tried to friend.
Okay.
I'm a little backwards, so
Let me ask you this. Are you a team lead broker or are you solo?
I'm just a little over.
Don't add the agents to your Facebook as friends.
Well, your client says I sell in California and I also sell in Arizona. So, I mean,
The referral.
I have a ninja team. And no, I go back and do big houses that pay for themselves.
So your personal page is supposed to bring you money unless you're doing a lot of referral network. Don't add agents to your personal page. Allow that page to be for your clients, buyers and sellers.
Well, then let me ask you this. So my process is make you all my friends, and then I invite you to my business Facebook page. And then, is that not the way to do it?
I don't do anything on my business page. I just tag my business page when I need to. So my Facebook page is for the local market mindshare. And so I don't add agents, especially local agents, to my Facebook. Matter of fact, I deleted most of them off of my Facebook, my personal page. They can do whatever on my business page because I'm not trying to talk to them anymore. I have a very small ninja-sized team. There's 7 of us. I had a brokerage with 24 agents. I shut that, down as a twin mom. But my clientele are people who are going to transact with me. Local agents are not transacting with me. So my page is not for them. I deleted them all. They get their feelings hurt. It's okay. It's my page. I can do with it as I want.
Now, where do you live?
Brunswick, Georgia.
So you people are not like for me, the reason I came to these conferences is I want your clients to move to Arizona.
Absolutely. So that's where we would network.
I want every agent in here to be my friend because they're going to have a client that says, I want to play golf between November and January in May in Surprise, Arizona.
So that's referral agents. I have my referral agents on my Facebook.
Okay.
But local agents, I do not.
Oh, but local agents, oh.
Yeah. So your referral partners, absolutely have them. Let them follow in on your story and your timelines.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Hey guys, real quick, on your phone, pull your plugs back out again. Go view your profile itself. There are 3 dots that say edit profile on your actual Facebook account. If you scroll, it's going to say follow settings, profile status, and below that, it says turn on professional mode.
Digital creator.
That's what she's talking about. Yep. So there's your solution, and then you can do the
Dashboard.
steps to look at this graph. Go to your, go bottom right, click on your little doodad here. Just click into your actual profile like a consumer would see it or a friend would see it. Click on the 3 dots. And it should be, on mine at least, is the 3rd option, turn on professional mode.
Mine looks a little bit different. You want it to move over.
Don't worry. We'll be 2 hours.
And I fulfill too where I can.
Yeah, I had a question before you get off the stage. You sold a donkey? right?
No. I went on a listing appointment and she had a donkey.
You took said donkey.
I adopted said donkey as my donkey now. His name was Leeway.
The donkey here.
He's a yard dog, yes. He eats all my Amazon boxes.
That is you prep organ. That's the.
I've got we got 2 donkeys, 2 horses, 4 chickens, a turkey, 20 acres. You know, farm life. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, going back to you said you put 3 things in Chat GPT and one was the 3rd grader.
Yes.
What were the other 2?
Okay, so I keep my tonality because I'm very Southern. Yep. And if I don't post Southern, they know it's not me. They know it's AI.
You don't say.
Right. Y'all. So what I do is I will like mad type out what I want to post on Facebook. And it ends up like a 5-paragraph essay. But then I ask ChatGPT to spell check me. How to spell check. And then I still go in and edit my post and still spell stuff wrong. It's okay. And then I tell it to put it in a 3rd grade reading level. Because most consumers on my Facebook are reading at a 3rd grade reading level. And if I type out how I want to type it, I'll lose their interest.
Yeah. And then do you do any crossy platform like multi-posting, like go to TikTok first, shoot it there, and then throw it in the others?
No, so I do, like, if I make a video on a reel on Facebook, now because I call them reels now, I will then save it and I can post it over to my TikTok, but I share everything over to my Instagram. So all my stories from Facebook go over to Instagram, and all my posts from Facebook feed over to Instagram and vice versa.
Got it. And then I was going to mention to this woman from Arizona that I actually had a VA log into my Facebook and tag every agent that's a local agent. And then now I can post to everyone except agents.
Yes, you can create custom lists.
Yes.
I do that a lot too.
Yeah, create custom lists in Facebook, and that's been wonderful.
Yeah, so if I want to post to local agents only, I use that custom list. But most of them, I exclude them.
Most of the time I exclude them as well. You ask questions.
Wait, are you originating in Facebook always and then just even Insta, or you started?
But everything is from Facebook. I have not stepped on Instagram yet as far as growing it because I monetize from Facebook. Yep.
Question. Are you using any tools to be, other than Facebook, in your phone to be able to do all this?
No. Cool. I do it all myself. I drive my husband crazy because I'm like, wait 1 minute, I got to post this. Hold on, I got 5 minutes. And I sit down there like an idiot, just like this. All right, I'm done. Let's go.
And then I had a follow-up question. You mentioned realtor.com. What did your lead gen exactly like?
I don't use Realtor or Zillow anymore. Got rid of both of those. I'm on Easy Home Search.
Yep.
And then I've got Platform Marketing, which will get me 100,000+ views on any given listing video, and they do lead capture forms. So I get like 500 leads a month through that, through Facebook leads. But that's allowed me to become 5 Mile famous with Platform.
Say that one more time.
5 Mile.
All right.
Fiber local.
It is so.
What?
You're not paying 40% pro fees or anything like that?
Hell no.
Okay. So, about fucking
Hell yes.
to grow your pit the way you
Hell
want to
yes.
do. You still wearing that thing the way you want to do it?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Y'all have a beautiful evening. Morning.